Spiritual legacy. What will you leave behind? Supersize You Annual Challenge, day 239. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's have a little chat about this today. Legacy is probably something most of us don't think about, at least not on a daily basis. Some of us, on the other hand, have had an experience which brings our mortality right into the forefront of our life and changes the way we see things, the way we look at the world, the way we make choices going forward from that experience. And today we are going to cover the P in our super framework, which stands for plan your path. Yesterday we discussed where we are right now. We were brutally honest with ourselves and we said, okay, day before yesterday we decided what spiritual goal we want. Yesterday we said, okay, well, where are we right now with respect to that goal? And I would bet that the majority of us are not even started, or not even where we want to be. We're not consciously aware of the choices that we're making every single day. And that's kind of what this topic is about today. Our legacy, our spiritual legacy. If we were to die tomorrow, what kind of a spiritual legacy would we have left behind? Most of us live our lives without really consciously being aware of it. I think more and more people are waking up and saying, okay, I have more control over my life than I think I do. I can question my beliefs. I can change the way I think. I can decide and choose and create the life I want by living differently. It's all about us regaining our personal power and taking charge of our lives and choosing for ourselves. Guess what? If we don't choose for ourselves, someone else will choose for us. It's like if we don't think for ourselves, somebody else is glad to think for us and manipulate us in the way that helps them meet their goals and their objectives. It's one of the ways and one of the reasons I finally left corporate America. It's like, okay, I can build somebody else's business or I can build my own. And it's a lot more fun to build my own. It's a lot more stressful. It's a lot more challenging, which I like. I like a good challenge. So I wanted to show a little graphic today because most of us think when we're living our lives in every area and aspect of our life, we decide what we want. We're just going to make this straight line, beeline path to what it is that we want. But these other graphs represent my actual experiences with achieving different things in my life and different goals and objectives I've wanted. And none of them is a straight line. Did many of them get me where I wanted to go and beyond? Absolutely. But none of them went the way I had thought they would in the first place, right? And the younger we are, the more we think that that's going to be true. Oh, I'm not just going to decide this and bam, I'm going to have it. Well, we learned that there's things along the way, and usually it's lessons that we need to learn along the way. Sometimes about humility, sometimes about the way we treat other people, sometimes about judgment, but it's always about ourselves and something we need to learn in an area we need to grow in. So today our action item for the super framework is to plan our path, just brainstorm some ways that we can start to move from where we are to where we want to be in achieving this year's spiritual goal and objective. And again, we all have different goals and objectives with respect to our spiritual life and our spirituality. So decide, and then what is just one step you could take today? What is one thing? You're going to brainstorm a list today to plan the path, but just put a few milestones on what is it going to take for me to get from where I am to where I want to be. And you won't know all the steps, and more steps will come up along the way. But as soon as you start to plan this path, I guarantee all of a sudden you'll see the different steps that need to happen. We only ever need to take the next step toward what we want, and then the step after that will appear. And all we have to do is have faith and believe that it will, because it absolutely will. It does every single time. So our spiritual legacy isn't about achievements or wealth or physical things. It is about who we've loved, who we've had relationships with, who and how we've shown up in the world, what we've given, how we've treated others, how we've treated ourselves as well. At the end of our life, people never wish they'd worked more. I mean, I actually had the experience of having a sudden cardiac arrest when I was 50. And I will tell you, when I woke up, I did not have one thought during that experience, that death experience, about, I wish I had worked more. I wish I had spent more time and energy on my business. I wish I had spent more time working for other people. That's not what came up at all in the experience. So I, for one, can vouch for that's absolutely positively true. You will never have wished that you'd work more. Now, I'm not going to go deep into that. We'll just leave that right where it is. But we want to build our legacy through our daily actions and our daily choices. It's just like anything else. If we want to achieve something big or something important in our life, we do it a little bit every day. It's why I do an annual challenge, people. It's because I know that if I do something every single day, it's impossible for me not to get better and be a better human being and get better at whatever it is that I'm sharing in the annual challenge. This year it happens to be supersizing. Why? Because I don't know, about 20 some years ago, I came up with the idea of supersize your business in a coaching program I was in, and Robert Allen and Mark Victor Hansen liked it, so it just stuck with me. And it's kind of been me. My whole life has been about doing business. I started my first business when I was 13 and have had a whole bunch since, and I've just always been involved in it and loved business. I think it's a way to reach more people and have a positive impact on the world, because business is supposed to make the world a better place, not worse. It's supposed to solve problems for people, not create more problems for them. All right, I'm talking too businessy. Let's get back to us. So if you were to ask yourself a couple of reflective questions, what would you find and what would you say about this? And for our action item today, I'd like you to think about your spiritual legacy. Really, what do you want to leave behind? And then share in the comments below maybe your spiritual legacy statement or the impact that you want to have made before you pass away, before you leave this planet. And then keep in mind, none of us know when we're going to go, right? I think I'm coming to believe that when it's your time, it's your time. And it's the only thing that can explain why certain people have freak accidents and die. At least the only thing that my mind can understand. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to share your spiritual legacy statement. Let's make just one sentence about what you want your legacy to be. And then ask yourself today, if I died tomorrow, would that be true? And when we're building our legacy, the one that we want, we have to ask ourselves, am I living in a way that contributes to that legacy? Or do I have habits and practices that might be contradictory to that legacy? And then I guess that's it. We'll just go with those. If I can help you with this in any way, I've actually given this quite a bit of thought. For me personally, and I can only share my personal experience because I don't really talk about this with anybody else. Most people, I do with some of my business coaching clients and the people that I advise, but otherwise, it's definitely a one-on-one conversation. At least I think it should be, because I think our legacy and what we want to leave behind, it is a highly charged emotional topic for most of us, because it's so core to our beliefs and our values, and it's so important to us, and it's so tied to our current identity. Now, what we really want to do is tie it to our future identity. Little secret there. All right, if I can help you in any way, ask. Let's have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. We'll talk about another spiritual topic, and we will go into the E of our super framework. All right, bye.